So I'll say this. I had to come to Bryan, and I was like, because you told me this is what sparked this. You told me I was listening to you. You were shadowboxing as you usually do, and you were telling someone I don't look at the comments. And
never have.
I said to you, man, I was like, that's a bad. We're living in a world where like, that's like going on stage, telling a joke and not listening to what the audience says. You got to listen to the audience. You know what I mean? And like, there's a Reddit.
No, I think it's a huge asset when you don't give a fuck what people say online. You know, I see is a bad example, and a lot of you aren't going to follow this, but you see Cardi B, who she's constantly saying, you know, hey haters, I know you guys just say this, and I can see it shaping her art and shaping who she is, and I think it does not end well for her. And I see it with some fighters too. They care about what people say on social media. And when I say this, I truly mean this. I don't give a fuck. It does not sway me one way or another. But if there were no positive and they were all negative, it would not bother me. Because what I'm doing, I don't ask for the advice of people that I do not know.
I want you to remember that no bastard ever won war by dying for his country.
I can't talk.
He won it by making the other poor dumb bastard die for his country.
I don't care if they don't like something or they disagree with something. I literally, when I say this, I do not care.
Traditionally, all real Americans love the sting of battle.
You know my thing with Reddit is that they've said so much hurtful stuff where it's like, it's not that I don't know it's there, it's just usually from what I know, what people send me, it's just so evil and toxic and like come from my family. So my thing, as soon as I hear it, I'm like, nope. But for the people that are negative or are on forums and create troll accounts, I view those people the same I'd view a homeless guy critiquing my art or critiquing my set or critiquing a podcast. They do not matter. What do you care? It'd be the same as if a cat created a profile.
That's a good example.
Who cares? Even a homeless guy. It literally does not matter to me.
When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, big league ball player, the toughest boxer. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser.
It hurts my feelings, man. It always has.
To say the least.
It always has.
To say the least.
I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants me to come on here and talk about, you know, how my feelings are hurt, because that's not the masculine thing to do. But I'm telling you now, so all you guys know, it hurts my feelings more than you know.
Do you know what Reddit is, Brian?
Yeah, I read it all the time. And
it's not it's not a reading thing.
Huh?
You only read
Sebastian's special.
That's you.
Who's this South African guy? Did he hate on my special too? Everybody's hating on my special.
I think he probably did. I mean, he had to.
Oh, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, of course.
Why? It's a good special. People make videos on my special and how it's shitty it is. Oh, are you telling me you don't like my special? Join the fucking club, you loser. I feel the same way, but worse. But he's good.
Yeah.
What he does.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like shittier ones. Those ones suck.
Hey, you know what I always say? Like, I'll make you laugh hard for an hour.
Yes.
And I've been doing that for 30 years.
You go to a Bryan Callen show, you leave with a smile. Art, you're gonna get.
Jen, how come I can't sell tickets?
I don't know how the business works. Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, I'm selling tickets, but not like, you know.
I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. Because the very thought of losing is hateful.
A couple of weeks ago, I get a message on Discord. I'm thinking surely this is some sort of joke from the podcast that I'm just not getting, but after I get some more detail, I look up the episode and find the part being referenced in the DM.
But he's good.
But he does it to not only Brian, like Bert Kreischer.
He goes
Tom.
on Bert, Joe, Tom.
But he's good.
Yeah.
What he does.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like shittier ones, like the guy who has like the weird voice. I don't remember his name, but there's like those ones suck.
This guy, who's apparently a new host of the show, recommends they check out some of the content from the haters. Brendan is visibly shaken, as he is in most instances of Reddit being mentioned.
All right.
It's a good
I
idea.
didn't know you were
Hope
gonna
this
do
doesn't hurt our feelings.
They showed the most benign post from the Fighter and the Kid subreddit, and they have a laugh, but you can tell Brendan is a bit uncomfortable.
They've said so much hurtful stuff where it's like, it's not that I don't know it's there. It's just usually, from what I know, what people send me, it's just so evil and toxic, and they'll like come from my family. So my thing, as soon as I hear, I'm like, nope.
You could say he has a history of using his family to deflect any criticism, whether valid or not. Years ago, he filed a lawsuit against a smaller YouTube/streamer. The lawsuit was obviously an attempt to use his money to shut up a smaller creator.
But have you done anything to try to like suppress this or like get on top of it? Like it's just.
What do you? There's nothing you can do.
I mean, can you sue people? Have you tried doing any of that?
No, I mean we have a lawsuit with a guy who made like 3,000 videos. Again, if you're gonna critique stand-up or my fight picks or my football picks, all good. That's what the internet's for. Now, if you're gonna go out there and defamation, like whatever, Brendan hits his kids or beats his wife, well, then you got my attention. I'm gonna come after you.
Oh,
yeah, that game I don't play, and the guy's suffering from that. So that.
The details behind the lawsuit can get a bit convoluted if you listen to Brendan, who claims the content creator making the videos was creating a false narrative about him cheating on his wife, which he says is defamation, while the lawsuit complaint clearly states copyright infringement.
I have a lawsuit against this YouTuber who's a small-time YouTuber. If you don't know the background, you're like, oh, it's this guy who's big in the space suing this smaller guy. No, I don't give a fuck. If you want to criticize my fight picks or my stand-up, my podcast, that's what I'm a public figure. I signed up for that. That stuff does not bother me. It hurts my feelings, man. It always has. But when you start slandering my name, stealing content, and creating this false narrative of cheating on my wife and doing all this crazy shit and the defamatory stuff, then I have to do something. If you made an entire career off defamation, I have to do something. So this narrative that, oh, this bigger YouTuber is suing this other YouTuber for no reason to silence him. I thought you didn't get down with cancel culture. I don't in any facet. You start going down, these clickbaity things that are defamation of character for years, hundreds of videos. Oh, this bigger guy's trying to silence the little guy because he's critical. No, are you kidding me? How many people are critical? That doesn't bother me. But I'm telling you now, so all you guys know, it hurts my feelings more than you know. But the defamation, now you got my attention. You start doing this evil stuff, I'm gonna come for you, man. That's what's happening.
Yeah, when they mess with your livelihood, that's just going.
You start messing with my business, my family. Trust me, I'm gonna come for you.
4 days before Brendan made the claim he was being defamed, he actually admitted to cheating on his wife, or at the very least, attempting to cheat on his wife. But because he's a repulsive ogre, a big, dumb, brain-damaged, repulsive ogre, he was turned down.
February 24th, you call Bobby and you tell him to tell me that you want the Trash Tuesday girls to announce on the next episode of Trash Tuesday that, hey guys, it wasn't Brendan Schaub we were talking about. No,
I didn't text Bobby that. Me and Bobby spoke on the phone. And he said, I said, dude, I'm getting a lot of shit about this. I'm married with kids. I said, it's not good.
That was my justification for it. Who the fuck cares who hits on who 7 years ago? I had fake tits then. They were shiny. You liked them. You DM'd me. You said sorry. Fuck it, right?
I'm with you.
Okay.
I own that, yeah.
Good.
And as for Brendan's claim that his family should be off limits, this is the same guy who uploaded an episode of Thick Life, whatever that's supposed to be, where he flies his dad out to, I think, co-sign a lease on a Ferrari or something. The whole video is more or less a desperate flex from a man hemorrhaging money he'll never be able to recover. In the middle of all that, Brendan gets a tattoo of his children depicted as literal corpses, because nothing says loving father quite like immortalizing your kids with their brains spilling out of their skulls. I mean, Brendan has Instagram accounts for his children, which of course I'm not going to show here, but the accounts exist.
Yeah. And then we're actually arguing, and I was like, bitch, because I'm just you saying it, and I was like,
Brendan also brought his wife, JoJo Schaub, on the podcast and talked about how he calls her a bitch. And to be honest, I feel like that opens up the door for me to say things that I normally wouldn't say. For instance, that she's a vanity project socialite cosplaying the career of a social media influencer while pretending her Instagram posts are sponsored. There's no doubt that Brendan is aware that people on the internet are just waiting to make fun of him and talk shit, some because it's literally their day job, and he inserts his family into his content, making them public figures to be mocked. I'm not saying that's justification for talking about his kids, but he could use a little bit of discretion. On the other side of the sinking ship that is the fighter and the kid, Bryan is having a three-quarter life crisis, now realizing his career is finally tanking, and he's facing personal and most likely financial ruin. Bryan is spiraling anytime the subject of his special or ticket sales come up.
I'll make you laugh hard for an hour.
Yes.
And I've been doing that for 30 years.
You go to a Bryan Callen show, you leave with a smile.
I'm gonna make you laugh hard.
Yes.
And with my features,
Yes.
you're gonna laugh for 90 fucking minutes.
It's gonna be a good show all around.
And you're gonna laugh hard for 90 minutes. Right, Chin?
Yep. Damn
Hard.
right.
You're gonna get.
Chin, how come I can't sell tickets?
I don't know how the business works. Honestly, I don't know.
I mean, I'm selling tickets, but not like, I don't know.
But I've been to your comedy shows. They're amazing. I told you this in person many, many times. So
Yes.
yeah.
You're a very talented performer, Bryan.
And it's very well thought out too. It's very smart.
His poor ticket sales possibly due to the tactical nuke he deployed in Austin, Texas last year in the form of his YouTube special, False Gods.
Maybe it's not a coincidence that this machine is also called the Apple. Thank you very much.
I've got a video about that. If you haven't seen it, check it out. All this to say, over the years, it looks like the critics are finally getting to them. But what got to me is when, and I'm going to be a bit meta here and talk about the YouTube comedy podcast commentary space for a minute. The guest, or co-host, I'm still unsure at the moment what he is, starts talking about Podcast Cringe, a popular YouTuber in the genre. But it's this specific comment that I didn't like that compelled me to make this video.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like shittier ones. Like the guy who has like the weird voice. I don't remember his name.
Now, I've done the research, and I don't think that I'm the one who he's referring to here. While I do feel like my voice is probably pretentious, even sanctimonious at times. Smarmy, sure. I don't think my voice is necessarily weird, but even if I am the one being referred to here, the voice comment doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is being referred to as one of the shittier YouTube channels. Excuse me, sir. I spent an hour trying to animate RFK's head for a 10-second goof. I spent a week failing over and over again trying to deepfake Jordan Peterson's face to my voice. I went back and forth for months with the Austin Police Department getting never-before-seen Liver King arrest video. That was so irrelevant by the time the video was released, it was just doomed to get no views. All that, and I get dismissed as one of the shittier ones? Who the fuck is this guy to refer to any YouTube channel as one of the shittier ones? No, really though, who is this guy? I recently watched the 1970 war epic Patton, and while Patton was, to put it mildly, a terrible human being by most standards of the meaning, he had an almost pathological obsession with preparation and understanding the enemy he was up against. Before you engage an enemy, you find out who they are, where they come from, and what they're capable of. So naturally, I did what Patton would do. I spent 2 hours trying to figure out who the fuck this guy is. I first saw this guy in a clip from episode 1189. I then had to go back 5 months to episode 1143 to find out the guy's name. And when I Googled him, I got someone totally different. At least when you Google Trillmar, you get Trillmar. It turns out this guy has a YouTube channel with his fellow part-time co-host that has a total of 5 videos over the last 2 years.
You do YouTube?
Try.
You're doing great.
I'm not going to go bad on their attempt at YouTube in general, but I'm going to point out the comment that they made in a recent episode of The Fighter and the Kid.
Imagine creating a video, and then you have to explain to your friends where your source of income comes from.
It's dude. There are kids that they have it's like parent career day for your dad, and you gotta go. One kid's like, my dad's a firefighter, and then another kid comes in, he's like, my dad makes videos if Brendan says something dumb. Dude, you couldn't pay me to listen to 2 or 3 hours of something I hate to then criticize?
Yeah.
In hopes that other people who hate the same thing will enjoy watching me hate. What are you doing? Get a job.
These guys don't even have jobs. They're fifth string part-time co-hosts, shit-talking YouTubers some of which are more successful entertainers than these two ever will be. They are, by their own standards, haters and irrelevant losers. The bigger guy, he's apparently a stand-up comic who was desperate enough to open for Bryan Callen, but I can only find one clip of his stand-up, and it's the most mid crowd work you can imagine.
There's real Italians from Italy here. Yeah, it's crazy. If Italians in there, I'm a New York Italian.
Any Italians here tonight? What the fuck is that? Anyway, the other guy, the one with the twink vibes, Timu Crystalia, he does have a comedy special, but of course it's another YouTube special. And if you're familiar with the work of myself and the Trilmar Institute of Comedic Studies, you may be gearing up for a pseudo-intellectual breakdown of yet another terrible comedy special. But like I said, he's irrelevant. And it would be a shame to make a video about his special being so bad that put up more numbers than his actual special. It would be a shame. So, while I don't find these statements hurtful, I do take them as a declaration of war. Maybe that sounds ridiculous and petty, but these guys and so many like them have spent years talking down to everyone who dares to criticize them while producing the absolute bottom tier dog shit content. They fail upward and somehow their mediocrity is consistently rewarded while they dismiss critics as nameless haters on the internet who live in their parents' basement and hide behind their screens, and because of that, they've gotten comfortable and complacent. General Patton had a great quote. He said, "The test of success is not what you do when you're on top. Success is how high you bounce when you hit the bottom." And after years of bad decisions, shrinking audiences, public humiliations, failed projects, lawsuits, scandals, cancellations, and terrible comedy specials, I think we can safely say we're about to see the full measure of their success. And if I can draw some inspiration from the impressively problematic but highly successful General Patton, I'd like to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, Trill Nation, there are moments in history that define civilizations. The burning of Rome, the fall of Constantinople, the release of Gringo Poppy. Today, we face another. I've learned that this channel, Trilmar, has been referred to by the enemy as not the shittiest, but only one of the shittier YouTube channels, which shows there's fear in their hearts. They whisper our name cautiously, nervously, because deep down, they understand what we're capable of. We are not a corporation or streaming networks or journalists. We're not even respectable people. What we are is highly motivated autists with editing software and unresolved psychological issues that compels the creation of bad faith content. And now, they've given us purpose. I want everybody involved in this YouTube comedy cringe operation to remember something. Those at the Fighter and the Kid may not respect us now. They may laugh, they may dismiss our channels as one of the shittier ones. But before this campaign is over, before the smoke clears and the last clip farming channel falls silent, they will know the name of Trilmar. They will read it in the comments section. They will see it in the thumbnails. They will wake in the middle of the night to the distant sound of royalty-free trap music and aggressively reverbed and oversaturated edits. Because from this moment forward, we are no longer asking to be acknowledged. We'll be like Bryan Callen's misconduct allegations. Persistent, deeply disturbing, and impossible to ignore. I, out of the kindness of my heart, removed the video making fun of Bryan Callen's special that, at the time of removal, was performing better than Callen's special itself. And we know that Bryan had to have seen it given his visible discomfort that washes over him when his special or any criticism of it is mentioned. But the False Gods review is back now, and it's all coming back. And all the ideas for videos that I didn't make, all the criticisms that I gracefully withheld, they're coming out. Whether it's Brendan's shitty car show on Quibi that nobody gives a fuck about, or an in-depth review of his wife's failure as an attempted social media influencer, it's getting made. And until Michael Douglas David Redbar is resurrected like Jesus Christ himself, I maintain that I am Bryan Callen's #1 op. And now, the Fighter and the Kid's #1 op. We're expanding the war to 2 fronts, because historically, that always turns out well. And yes, these guys make the accusations that their critics hide behind fake names and internet personas to avoid criticism. They're welcome to come on the stream and defend themselves or criticize me. Let history show that this is an open declaration. Any man or woman affiliated with the fighter and the kid who believes I've spoken unfairly is formally invited onto the stream to defend his or her honor before the public. No out-of-context clips, no safe spaces, no edited sound bites. So until then, Reddit, the haters, Podcast Cringe, and all of my fellow shittier YouTube channels, we're living rent-free deep in the minds of the enemy. General Trill here. If you don't mind contributing to the war effort by liking, subscribing, commenting, and hyping if you're on a mobile device, that would be greatly appreciated. And hey, we're also streaming now on Thursdays, 8 o'clock Central. So, if that's something you're into, drop in.